Move your cat ass. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Let's Rewatch, the show where we watch movies that we loved in our youth and find out if they're still any good. I am the bad boy of podcasting, Brett.
I'm married to him. I'm Sam.
I'm the wingman of podcasting, Ash.
And I'm the goodest good boy of podcasting, Pat.
Oh, I like that.
I love how I define myself by being married to a man. That was very...
Yeah, Sam, your feminist card is being revoked right
That's
now.
like the least on-brand thing you've ever said on the show.
Like in the last episode that was released where I clearly was just having a bad day and I shit on directors in front of one of our best friends who's also a director. So I would just like to formally apologize for my saltiness. I think I was thinking about a certain evil director that I used to work for a little too much that day.
Rhymes with Senri Hellick.
I apologize. Not for the hellsake comment that Brett made, but for my comment.
Not all directors are Senri Hellick.
Hashtag not all directors.
Oh God.
Not all directors.
Anyway, now that I've got my dirty laundry out in the open, shall we cast?
Sure, yeah. I thought we were casting.
I thought we were, yeah.
This is the premium content that people tune in for.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, we're finally doing it. We're finally following through with doing a movie that we said we would do immediately after the other movie. I think, unless Speed comes out.
It is now.
Unless
we
something...
did have a middle episode there.
Speed Eraser.
Oh, shoot. But we are doing Twister. Yeah. I mean, for our track record, this is pretty good because I think we often say we're going to do a movie and then we just never do it.
Anti-Ash, anti-Sam, anti-Brett, it's a Twister.
Good God.
So I'll just jump right in and say that I've never seen this movie.
Really?
Me either.
And it terrified the crap out of me as a kid. And I'd go visit my family in Michigan where they have tornadoes and would be terrified every summer that I was going to float away in a tornado.
Oh, we had tornado drills at school.
Scary.
I believe
That's Midwest life.
Yeah.
Well, Oregon gets tornadoes sometimes.
Very, very rarely. It's like
Wait, who's hosting?
I am.
The Blodge.
Oh, okay. It's like, did we talk about that? Or is this going to be an improv on the fly group host?
No, I said I did my homework. I have all my notes. Yeah.
That was very noble of you, Ash. Nobody asked you to. You just did it, and we're very thankful.
Did. Yeah, maybe you guys didn't get my text message, but I did text, and I said, if no one else wants to or has time,
I did not get that one.
It's like teetering on the brink of disaster. Like you texted this thing that was like, I'll host, and then I was like, I'm not gonna touch it. I just if I say anything, then I'll have to host. And so it was just
exactly
done.
Yeah, because I have not seen this movie, and so.
It was a
wild experience.
I love it. Yeah. I feel like it has happened maybe since we were doing this format. Maybe one other time. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
I'm so curious to find out what your LIMDb is going to be. Not having seen the film.
I am so excited for that one, guys. It's very fun. I'm very excited. I also have a post movie watching tip that Sam will enjoy. So I have saved that for Sam. I'm very excited about this one, actually. Nice. So, Twister. So, Brett, Pat, you guys have seen it?
Yeah,
yes, many times.
Yes. Okay.
They based the. It's a movie adaptation of the popular board game.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Brett.
It's 2 hours of people just limbs getting tangled up. Hey,
the dad jokes.
I'd be okay with that.
You know that is a porno.
Yeah,
you know it.
Oh yeah. definitely.
Twister : so it slipped in.
What am I supposed to put on the square when all of my other limbs are taken?
Right hand, my dong.
Ew.
Twister, but you've like painted people's buttholes different colors. So I went there.
Butthole twister.
Butthole twister.
That just sounds painful, a butthole twister. Is that like a titty twister?
Oh man.
Just grab as much skin as you can and twist.
Oh man. Oh boy.
You heard it here first,
But
guys.
Twister, the movie, came out in 1996. And fun fact, they shot this movie for 95 days, which sounds like a lot to me.
Were they waiting for an actual twister to happen?
Actually, a lot of the effects in this movie are practical, which is very cool. So maybe. No, I'm just kidding. They didn't wait for a twister, but they were practical effects. This movie was nominated for 2 Oscars. It was nominated for Best Sound and Best Visual Effects.
Wow.
It won 11 other awards and had 15 other nominations for other award categories. Not in the Oscars, like other awards that are boring and I won't name them. You know who you are.
This is interesting because the effects in this movie, I remember 2 distinctly different categories of effects in which I think the tornado effects are going to be fucking dope. And then there are some other effects.
The cow?
The cow. There's a cow. Sam knows about it. That is, you're going to be like, no.
Okay. Interesting.
Was that in the trailer? That must have been in the trailer.
I feel like it was in the trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
We have director Jan de Bont again, the director of Speed
Jan de Bont.
and The Haunting. Jan de Bont. But he's most notably a cinematographer. So if you look him up on IMDb, like he only has like 6 directing credits, but he has like a bazillion cinematographer credits. So that's actually his main jam, which will become important later.
Okay.
And the writers who are listed for this movie is, of course, Michael Crichton, which we know from Jurassic Park and Westworld. Brett gave a thumbs up, which is great in an audio podcast format.
Yeah.
And and Anne-Marie Martin, who is actually Michael Crichton's wife, which I didn't know until I started researching this. And she's also famously written a movie called Prom Night and the 1978 version of the movie Doctor Strange. Yes, you heard that correctly. She wrote the 1978 version of the Doctor Strange movie.
I guess we're watching that next.
No.
At the time, they were paid $2 million for this script, which made it the highest paid screenplay to ever be purchased at the time.
That's Friends money.
And then, yeah. And then I had to throw
if you're
this
listening, I'll give you a 50% discount on the script. Only $1 million.
Only 1 million. There's only one of the Pats. So, and I had to throw this in because I have a feeling that knowing this beforehand, you will be able to probably pick out all of his lines. But apparently, Josh Whedon was brought in as a script doctor for this film and was paid $100,000 a week. So,
goodness,
we will definitely hear some Joss.
I like the idea.
Lines.
Josh is what they call him behind his back when he's being shitty and misogynistic.
Yeah,
being real Josh today. I like that. So Michael, I didn't know Michael Crichton. I guess that explains why it's all about like people trying to put a theme park together where you ride twisters like amusement park rides, and it doesn't, it goes horribly awry, and the twisters become sentient and try to kill people. So that makes sense.
Like season 2 Stranger Things status.
Yeah, it'll be great. It'll be a good disaster movie, and then every once in a while, the main character's just going to say something shitty to the women.
You know, a standard Michael Crichton film.
Man, I feel like we've been talking about Joss Whedon a lot lately. Is he just like the Stan Lee of like popping up in everything? Like, I wrote a little bit for every movie.
Was it Speed that we talked about? Was he a writer on?
Yeah, I think.
This is fun though, because we talk about like we just talked about doing Twister, and now we're doing Twister. So we just did Eraser, and we talked about how Eraser we talked about was like maybe arguably one of the last Arnold, and then the other movie he did that year was Jingle All the Way. I just rewatched Jingle All the Way, for our friend Maddie's show. They're pre-recording a bunch because they're gonna be got a cool job doing wardrobe for a cruise ship.
Sick.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Case and I went on and we talked about Jingle All the Way. So I just watched that this week.
Nice.
I think it still holds up. I mean, it was never like a fantastic movie, but it's like fantastically bad. I believe.
It's a great movie.
I wouldn't know
Only
if I call it
because
great.
Phil Hartman's
Sinbad is great in it.
Put the
And Phil
cookie
Hartman is
down.
awesome in it. Yes, we talk about that a lot.
That's all you
Okay.
need. That contribution to pop culture, it makes that an all-time best.
Fact.
Lay's cookies. Oh my god, I gotta watch that now. I miss Phil Hartman.
Mm-hmm.
So the cast in this movie is honestly pretty bananas. Like, there's a crazy good cast.
Is it Laura Dern?
So no, but Laura
Okay.
Dern was considered for Helen Hunt's role.
Helen Hunt. Okay.
Yeah, so Helen Hunt is our main character along with Bill Paxton. And
No
we know
shit.
Helen Hunt. Yeah. We know Helen Hunt from Castaway, As Good as It Gets. Bill Paxton from Aliens, which I believe, didn't we do Aliens on the show?
We did.
We did Alien.
No,
Yeah.
we did
Oh, we did
Alien.
No, you did both.
Yes,
I think we did
Okay.
You
both.
did.
Yeah.
My first episode ever was Alien.
Yeah,
we
that's
did
right.
Aliens Without Me, and then we did a bit where I recorded like a 30-second voicemail being pissed at you guys and put that in the show.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
And then
And
you joined
also-
the show just like a few months later.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it all worked out. And we still won't do Alien 3 with you just to keep a tone. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's probably for all of our best.
Carrie Elwes is also in this that we know from The
Carrie
Princess Bride.
Elwes?
Love him.
Mhm.
Dude, I didn't realize that he's the mayor in Stranger Things.
Yes. Isn't that
I
great?
was
Yeah.
like, that
In the
mayor
one season,
looks
yeah.
like Carrie Elwes. Ha 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 ha. And I was like, oh my God, it is him. What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jamie Gertis from The Lost Boys and 16 Candles. Philip Seymour Hoffman from Capote
Whoa.
and The Hunger
Mhm.
Games. And actually, fun fact, Carrie Elwes and Philip Seymour Hoffman, their parts were actually dramatically cut down because originally this movie was slated to be R and the studio wanted to make it into PG-13. So I guess there were some more intense scenes between the two, and so they cut it
I
down.
believe that with their
Hmm.
characters. As
Okay.
someone who's seen it. Yeah.
Gotcha. Also, Lois Smith is in this, who you might recognize from Lady Bird or Minority Report, and Alan Ruck from
Hell yeah.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off and Speed.
Oh, yeah.
And Succession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is he
Oh,
in
yeah.
Succession?
We talked about it in Speed. Yeah, he's
Oh.
Connor Roy.
This
Listen,
is
I
just
have no
Speed
memory.
Part 2.
Yeah. I have no memory of what we talked about. So my first piece of trivia for you, official piece of trivia, is my favorite piece of trivia. And that's that the original tagline for this film was going to be "It sucks." But the producers
What?
felt
Not
Yeah.
It blows.
oh,
no,
you
that's
fucking
too
because
cowards.
it's a tornado, because it
You-
sucks it up.
Oh my
Goddamn
But the producers
cowards. How
felt
dare you? These
that-
producers.
Yeah, they thought that people who hated the movie and critics would use that to their advantage.
Oh.
Well, you
But-
know, they probably would. But also, audiences can be really dumb. So I'll give them that. But that's a missed opportunity for some self-deprecating humor there.
But
Yeah.
also, like, I gotta interject here. If there was an absurd cloud for just tornadoes, is sucking a tornado thing? I don't think so. I'm not like
It sucks things into it.
That's
That
what
is
it
not-
does.
it's.
I mean,
it whips things.
I think
This
think
movie
blowing things around,
whips.
but it does like suck. It does suck things
Yeah.
up into it. That's the whole point of like the debris swirling around in it. I think it's fair. I get what you're saying, Brett,
It's
you're
wrong.
but you're wrong. Like, I get what you're saying, but you're wrong. I get what you're saying. You're wrong, but I get what you're saying.
All right, hold on. Just
I love
quick
you and
Google
cherish you as a
search.
friend.
All right, I'm
Do
Twitter polling
tornadoes
right now.
Suck.
Both
Oh,
do
I was
it.
gonna-
Tornadoes don't really suck. They instead lift. Well, shit. You heard it here first.
Fuck, that's wrong.
Fuck, that's wrong.
Brett planted that. He hacked Google and
He
planted
already went onto the Googles and
Yeah.
made a website with such good SEO that it would be number one in the search.
it. If there's anyone that would do that just to fucking troll me, it would be Brett.
So, along with looking out for all the Joss Whedon lines, there's also a lot of references to the Wizard of Oz in this film. So be on the lookout for those. They should, I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, they'll hit you right in the face, just like a tornado. So,
like a piece of debris, like a street sign torn loose by a tornado.
yes. Are you still Googling if tornadoes suck?
She already proved you right.
I already proved you right.
Yeah.
I was putting the poll on Let's Rewatch Twitter.
Oh,
The audience gets to decide. I'm interacting with the audience.
for once. Wow.
Now I am the enrager of audience.
Another really interesting thing. So I mentioned how this like film did a lot of practical effects. And so they actually bought 8 blocks of houses in the old downtown area of the real town of Wichita. I think I'm saying that right. Oklahoma for $7,000 to $10,000 per house. And then they built an additional 30 homes. And then they demolished them to make it look like the Twister had like passed through that area.
Huh.
And that's just like so baller, right? Like they bought
Yeah.
That is the
8
most
blocks.
fucking American thing. We won't give houses to the homeless, but we'll
Right.
build 30 houses to destroy for a movie.
And we'll buy 8 blocks of houses.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be so low key though. Like if you're like a major director, filmmaker, and you had access to like big studio bucks, what if you turn that into like a secret, like housing the unhoused project where you're shooting films, but you're low key also like building houses and giving them to people after production is wrapped.
That'd be
And
really
it's like,
great.
yeah, we need a neighborhood for my like intergalactic sci-fi. Just trust me, we need a neighborhood in this town. It's
Yeah.
important for a holodeck scene.
We're going to blow
And
up
then
all
you're,
these
like,
single
give away-
families and replace them with multiple units.
No, you just we just give them away. So you're like, yep, 24 people have houses after that are fully functional. You build fully, they're not sets; they're fully functional houses.
But you know,
Love
the
it.
reality is they'd be like, here's your house. We demolished it, but you can rebuild.
Yep. Like that
Um,
show where they built poor people mansions and they're like, here's your mansion. Good luck with the
Mhm.
property taxes. And then all
Extreme
yeah.
home makeover.
yes,
Yeah.
extreme home makeover. And then they all
Move
lost
that
their houses.
bus.
Yep.
Lolita and I used to watch that show nonstop.
Before you
Um,
found out the dark truth of it, it was a pretty like happy, feel good show.
Yeah.
Would you rather have an extreme home makeover house or a Pit My Ride car?
The house.
Ooh. I mean, it depends, right? If you can afford the property tax, then the house, I guess. Or you could always sell the house then and then make the money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What if that would be great? These people have like the house makeover and then they just sell it.
I'm sure a
Profit.
lot just do.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Just
have.
turn around.
So let's see. So to generate some of the wind, the like high wind in some of the scenes, they used a jet engine from a Boeing 707.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, that sounds pretty intense.
But like,
Um,
that's such a great way to do that.
Yeah, I mean, to get the amount of wind
Yeah.
that they probably needed, you needed something with a lot of force.
This is the sound guy must have been pissed.
Oh my god. I can't even imagine. There must have been a lot of ADR for this film.
Like all.
Tom Hanks was the original choice for the role of Bill Harding. And Hanks actually read lines with the cast and even like picked out the character's wardrobe, which actually like stayed in the final film. Like that is the wardrobe Tom Hanks picked out. But he dropped out in pre-production because he said it wasn't really what he was trying to do with his career at the time, and said that it called for an eccentric man with a Southern flair. And that wasn't me. And so then Bill Paxton got it.
That isn't him, except one of his most famous roles.
Yeah, I was
Oh my God,
okay,
you're
Sam.
so right.
Sam,
You're
thank
so
you.
right.
Sam and I was like, wait.
When was Forrest Gump?
Before this.
I don't
think.
know. That's
Before
a good
this.
point. Was it?
Yeah. I was like, what was you say, 96
'cause this
for
was-
this?
1996. Yeah. It was when it was released. They shot in 95.
Gump was 94.
I mean, but
That's
maybe
hilarious.
he had a point there. Like if he had done this and was the eccentric Southern gentleman, he might have been typecast as eccentric Southern gentleman, and we would never have gotten like Castaway or the others stuff that I can't think of.
Fair enough.
I don't know. I love
and
Tom Hanks. So good.
And apparently, Tom Hanks on the set of Apollo 13, which was shooting in 1995, or maybe it was released in 95. Anyway, it was shooting before this film. He felt co-star Bill Paxton was perfect for the role. And so he helped Bill Paxton land the role, which was pretty nice guy, Tom Hanks, once again. So again, about the practical effects, which I think is really cool, is they actually made the hail with a hail making machine for this movie.
Excuse me, a what?
Hail.
Making
A hail
machine.
making machine. So they had to use like blocks of ice, and there wasn't enough big blocks of ice in Oklahoma to make the hail. So they ended up having to go to other states to obtain like big blocks of ice. And then they mixed it with milk so that the hail would actually show up better on film.
Interesting.
I want to
Yeah.
know how much hail they did, because in my head I'm just like, they couldn't just find like 6 freezers, but like
Yeah,
Yeah,
why-
I don't know. I haven't seen the film, so I cannot tell you.
Also, couldn't they just like, oh my gosh. Stop motion people would be like, well, I'm going to get a bunch of marbles and then I'm going to put them in some silicone and make my own hail molds and then we'll freeze a shit ton of hail. But that'd
Yeah,
probably
I mean,
take a
I
while.
don't know what a hail making machine looks
I
like.
really
but-
want to know.
it's a
Yeah.
freezer. It's
Clearly not. Clearly
It's a
they
snow
need.
ice
cone
cube
machine,
trays
but
and
it's
a
really
freezer.
big.
Clearly they needed
you just need
blocks of ice to cut down into hail.
you gotta just get an ice cube tray cracking intern, and you're good.
It's like a giant DQ Dairy Queen Blizzard maker.
Yes, exactly. So I already mentioned that the film was supposed to be R and they cut it down.
The twister was supposed to say fuck.
Well, apparently Helen Hunt says fuck in the movie, but they just like cut it out. So you see her
She
say
says,
the word. Yeah, but you hear nothing.
When
we'll
this
see
already
if
can
that's
get
true.
one. Can you get?
Yeah.
You're allowed to get one non-sexual.
The
fuck
bad lip
in a
reading.
PG-13 movie.
It's
Maybe.
clearly fuck, and it's just like, darn it.
Yeah. And so a lot of like the profanities throughout the film were muted or replaced so that they could get the PG-13 rating.
You're gonna get some. You melon farmer.
Yeah.
Suck an egg.
Yeah.
I
This is
mean,
what happens when you find a stranger in the Alps. I don't know if you know that one. That's from,
Oh yes, yes,
from Big Lebowski.
yes, totally. So this is I think a weird and hilarious also fact that apparently there was an early scene with Philip Seymour Hoffman sitting in a lawn chair and he like lifts his leg in the air while laughing, and apparently his genitals were like fully visible. And it isn't in the DVD or VHS releases, but I guess it was in a leaked like screener that was sent to industry professionals.
Hilarious.
Oh man.
We had to digitally remove Philip Seymour Hoffman's balls from Twister. Good God. Release the butthole cut.
It was almost in there. It was almost there. Many of the news reports spread throughout the movie are actual real weathermen from Oklahoma news stations, which is kind of cool. We will have, I'm sure, tons of fun listening to the ending credit song, Respect the Wind, that was written and performed by Van Halen specifically for this movie.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
I've had enough of this
I've heard it's
pro-wind
terrible.
propaganda.
How many fart jokes are out there about this movie?
Oh my God,
the
so
wind.
Or
many.
the song.
And then just to set the tone, for this movie, as I said, it would come back into play. As you know, DeBont was a DP. So apparently there was lots of like reports of friction on set, especially between DeBont and the original director of photography, Don Burgess, which led to Burgess and 20 other disgruntled crew members walking out only a few weeks into shooting.
Ooh.
But because DeBont was a cinematographer, he operated the camera himself until they found a replacement with Drac Green. So
Dude,
if you sense that things weren't right on set, you would be correct.
that's a giant directorial fuck you.
Fuck me. Fuck you. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, exactly. There was also a report of him apparently like shoving another crew member into mud, but
Okay, that's not okay.
apparently like he claims they were doing some sort of scene where like the actors like had to do this special choreographed thing, and there was lots of like moving flying objects, and this like crew member was like about to walk in front of the camera, which I find kind of unlikely. And apparently he claims he pushed them just in time to save the shot. But I don't know who accidentally walks in front of a film camera on a film set. That's
This dude sounds like
Generally
a
a no-no.
fucking asshole.
yeah.
Fuck you, intern. Get out of the shot.
And then I'll give you this last little tidbit, which is kind of, I have two bummers actually. Do you want bummers or do you not want bummers?
Oh no, who died on set?
Well, nobody died on set, but the
Who-
filming
who
in
didn't
Oklahoma.
die at Disneyland?
Well, during the filming, the Oklahoma City bombing happened. And so they actually briefly delayed filming so that the crew could go and help with the recovery effects, which is kind of awesome of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
not
then-
a bummer. That's a heartwarming tale.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, except for the people who died in the bombing, but
Well, yeah. But
and then the other one is someone did die, not on set, but after Bill Paxton died in 2017, the Spotter Network, which is like the network of storm chasers, choreographed with 200 of them to spell out BP with their GPS tracker blips on a radar display to honor him. And it was the first
Aw.
time it had ever been done for someone who wasn't an official storm chaser.
aw.
aw,
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I know. And that's all I got. And I forgot to do Absurd Cloud. I'm so sorry.
you don't have to.
I do have the money game for you. Ka-ching!
Yeah.
Do you hear that sound?
Do it.
That sound of money? Do we
the
do
sound effect that is just Ash going ka-ching.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's like a slot machine. Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome. I always want to hear it, but I'm like scrolling through the episode and I can't find it, and I'm just not committed enough to listen to.
If you flip back to one of the episodes that's not the last like 6, there's chapters, and you just click on the
Well,
money
Brett
game
was
chapter.
really trying.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have not had time, but I'll go back and
Was
fix
that
them
before,
eventually.
baby?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So let's start with budget. So just keep in mind, this is
Bouger.
1995 is when they filmed, ish, I think. 1995,
Bouger.
1996. No, definitely 1995. Bouger?
Practical effects. The
Practical
Bouger.
effects. Yes, that's what I was going to say. There's a lot of practical effects. I mean, they bought 8 blocks of houses. So,
Mm-hmm.
does anyone have a guess?
But in
on the budget?
1995, you could buy 8 blocks of houses for like $2 million.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they
In
paid
Oklahoma?
$7,000 to $10,000 per house. I'm sorry, but what? As a millennial, I'm dying. Just to tear it down.
That's
all right.
like not even a down payment nowadays.
No, that's like a tenth of a down payment, maybe.
I'm gonna throw out a guess and say 73.
Million?
Yeah.
I don't know. 90 million sticking in my head. That seems really high, but I'm gonna stick with it.
All right. Pat?
All right. I think y'all are shooting over the mark, so I'm going to be a dick and say 72 because it's close to $72 million and take the under.
You lowball
Well,
son of a bitch. That's a huge lowball.
You said 73, right?
Yeah.
So 72, and I'm going to cut off. I'm going to take the low. I think you guys are
Well,
overshooting.
Congratulations, Sam. It was $92 million.
Whoa.
Ding, ding, ding.
I win. I win.
Nice.
Yep. And then, do we do opening weekend? Is that what we do?
We just
or
do worldwide now.
Worldwide?
Worldwide, yeah.
Okay. All right. Worldwide.
Ooh.
And
okay.
I'm going to give you one hint here.
350 million.
Apparently, 350 million? Okay. Well, then I won't give you a hint. I'll just wait.
Sorry.
I recall
No, that's
180
fine.
million.
180 million.
this one. This
Pat's taking
one
the low road again.
had like the cool vibes. Like it slapped. People loved it. I thought. So what'd you say? I feel like that's really high, and I can't go higher. I'm gonna say 250.
Well, Sam is just killing it
Dang.
because
Damn. This movie was a smash.
it was 400 or $494 million, guys.
shit.
Actually, $494.5 million.
How is there not a Twister verse?
Ooh.
Yeah.
They
Apparently,
take on hurricanes and tsunamis and then all those different storms.
yeah. Apparently, Steven
Quake.
Spielberg was like an executive producer on this film, and Bill Paxton said he only met him at like a screening once, and the only thing Spielberg said to him was, "Thanks for making me so much money." This film was definitely successful.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, that are we ready for predictions?
Yeah.
That leads
Predictions,
me
go for it.
into my real only like true memory of this film, which is in young Brett's mind, because we saw this in the theater, and this was a movie
The
that
theater.
had that feeling of, it had like Spielberg vibes of like just like it's big stuff is happening, which
Michael
don't-
Crichton's involved.
I might have
mean,
complained about recently, where I feel like the big stuff happening isn't a vibe I've seen in movies in a while. But this one, I think, is going to capture that feeling of just like that out of control, like, you know, the world, nature is coming for you and there's nothing you can do. So I'm excited to see if that's actually what the film is, or if it's a lot more adventure tropey. But I think it was one of the first movies that ever had that feeling for me, like that one in Jurassic Park, and you know, the big adventure movies. So yeah, this is like, in my brain, this is top tier cinema from the 90s.
top tier cinema.
Cinema.
I mean, it was in that range, right? Like 1993 to 1996. I feel like some really good films came out.
Yeah, I'm so excited about this one.
I'm also excited. I think it's gonna feel very much like in the era of Jurassic Park. I mean, we're already getting mostly practical effects. I think the story is going to be really solid, and really straightforward. Not too many like convoluted, you know, weird interpersonal plot points. The cast is killer. I I'm really excited. I'm really excited to watch this. I think we're going to enjoy it, and I think it's going to be really entertaining, and I am not sure how I made it this long without having seen it. So,
Right?
thank you
Me too.
for bringing it to the table.
Was it my idea? Maybe.
I don't
Can't
know. It was a
remember
collective idea
So-
to do the
Yeah.
Yondebunt
Yandeban.
the trilogy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun and enjoyable, and just a good example of a disaster action thriller, which they were pumping out around this time, like mid to late 90s. They were just
Yeah.
like, someone in a boardroom was like, quick, find me another type of storm. Hurry, interns. Tell me all the types of storms.
What's another disaster we can throw at the screen?
The Speed Twister mashup. It's the
Whoa,
cruise ship
they
in
have
a
to
hurricane.
drive the tornado, right?
Oh, that's way better than my yes.
Oh, maybe that's more like the Fast and Furious Twister crossover.
Mm.
Anyway,
Dude, this could be good. The villain is like, I installed a GPS that will auto direct you back to the Twister.
Well, there's like a key element in this movie that has a lot to do with balls. And so you got to have like just lots of balls
Really?
in the other
Mhm.
movies.
Is this just because
balls.
Like a villainous
It's really
balls.
important that the Twister sucks up the balls.
of what?
Yeah, there's a lot of ball sucking going on in this movie.
Is that the scene that they
wait.
cut
Listen,
with Carrie
the
Elways
object
and
of the
Philip
movie,
Seymour Hoffman?
the goal of main characters is get the Twister to suck balls.
I genuinely don't know if this is a joke or if this is actually
So we should go watch.
plot point. Oh my god, I kind of really want this to be a plot point. Is it? Are they like little weather balloon things and they're trying to get him sucked up in the Twister?
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh my
I haven't
God.
seen it.
Oh my god. Now I'm extra excited.
Yeah.
We should have done Absurd Cloud.
Balls just get Sam so excited.
Brett's doing the Absurd Cloud on his own.
Balls.
Oh boy. Yeah, so I have not seen this film. I am very excited. It's like I also don't know how I haven't seen this film. It's one of those films that like I feel like I always like come across on Netflix and I'm like, "Oh, that sounds really exciting and interesting." And like I don't feel it. I mean, I guess there's like movies like that. There's like the San Andreas Fault movie or whatever. I don't know. Or there's like the one where there's like a huge tidal wave, or like I feel like they tried to bring back the like natural disaster movies and everybody was like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel like this was at a time where it was good.
Because
And so I feel hopeful.
global warming
But-
hadn't quite been a real thing yet.
Well, also like all those other ones kind of came out with a big like CG roller coaster kind of vibe, where I
Yes.
think this one, well, it was my prediction. Like this isn't gonna have that vibe at all. This is like
Okay.
it's about the people in a situation they can't control, and not about the situation, which is like 2012 is like everything like oh
Yeah. Yeah, totally. But it's what's interesting is like I've mentioned this movie to a couple of people and people seem to either really like this movie or really hate this movie. So I'm not sure
Ooh.
what to expect. It seems to be polarizing. So
It's the cow.
I'm excited though. It's the cow. I mean, I might as well say I was saving this for the post-watch discussion, but since we've already talked about the cow, according to the book on the making of the movie, the CG cow was originally a CG zebra from Jumanji.
Oh, goodness.
I don't know if that was like a stand-in or something, but I
Huh.
have to read the book to find out.
The cow is a better option.
Here's the thing: is I feel like they could have used a real cow. We'll find out.
Excuse me?
You'll see.
No.
Let's go watch this
They
thing.
could have done a plastic
You'll
cow
see.
like the one that was in front of Wilson's feed in Napa.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been good. Well, anyway, Pat
Anyway.
looks sleepy, so let's watch.
Oh no,
the
I'm
movie.
good. I'm just stretching.
we're gonna pause the recording here and go watch Twister. And please join us when we return. Respect the wind.
All right, now I'm
Well, I mean, they were
100%
singing.
better.
They were singing it.
Respect the wind.
Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
Where the tornadoes run free.
Where the tornadoes are apparently sentient villains that have vendettas.
And growl.
Personal vendettas.
Oh, okay. We're
growling.
back.
We're
okay.
back.
Oh,
We're back. So, there are things. I saw this movie. This is one of those weird movies that was like on a semi-regular rotation in my household as a kid. So, what's really funny is I've seen it a bunch, but I have never seen it as an adult. And there are so many things that I took it straight face value serious as a kid that I laughed out loud as an adult. The sound design, that person was having a day. The sound design. A, the music was so intense and so dramatic. B, yes, Sam, the tornado definitely growled like a fucking like predator alien movie monster.
oh my
It was
gosh.
definitely making noises. Did it? Okay. Yes, Ash. Brett.
I just
Yeah.
it's part of my IMDb, so I don't want to spoil it, but I can't wait to get to it.
No, it's awesome. It's just the kind of the filmmaking that I enjoy a lot, where they just don't give a shit about like realism or continuity. Like if the sound design was bonkers, like fucking lion growling in the sky or some shit, and then like whenever there was a serious line, the character was standing against a dark sky, and then they would cut to the next shot, and it's just like bright and sunny out. And it's just like, what?
Oh my gosh.
They just did it for mood. Every shot was for mood, and it worked, but it was just
like,
fucking ridiculous.
You know, I ain't mad at it.
It was one of the most, I feel like, Hollywood movies we've ever seen. Just like
Absolutely.
the pictures, Hollywood. Like it just, yes, between all of those things Brett just said.
And you know what? That car's gonna explode, and then that explosion's gonna have an explosion, and then that explosion that has an explosion is gonna have an explosion.
Yep.
I love you. Just and
That was the pitch.
Just immediately vaporizes, and there's nothing solid left anymore. It's just
So
immediate flames.
I
It's
love
so
when
good.
they get in the farmhouse that like clearly is from a horror movie.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
what is happening?
Okay, but they're a little judgy. Who are these people? Like, it was scythes. They're wheat farmers. Corn.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, they're farmers? That's what they do.
What if at the end, like the shelter opens and it's like a Leatherface comes out of the shelter, like someone wearing a
would be
creepy
great.
mask?
But to Brett's point about like complete inconsistencies with the sky, that was like a real problem for them. Like, unlike a normal film where you're like, we don't want it to be dark and stormy. Instead, they were like, we don't want it to be sunny. This is a real problem. And so, like, because the background skies didn't look stormy, in order for them to like fix that and not like have to wait for like overcast days, there's like several car interior scenes where like they had to be flooded with like high intensity lights so that they could get better exposure and contrast with like the outside. And as a result, Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton suffered minor retinal burns through much of the filming.
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit.
That's
It's wild.
terrifying. Why they should have just filmed a couple scenes in Portland.
That's
Right.
wild.
First off, though, I think we have to discuss the poll because the poll has finished and the internet has determined that tornadoes suck. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Brett.
They say,
you know what?
they say like 3 or 4 times in this movie about the tornado sucking stuff
They
up.
do.
into
They
them.
do. hmm
Okay, but there's like a difference between like stuff gets sucked up and like literal, like there's a vacuum causing suction, which I feel like is you know what, listeners, everyone who voted on that poll, you dumb. That ain't how it works.
No, fuck you, Brett.
Oh my
Brett, I have-
god.
Hey, remember how I was like saying you're wrong, Brett? Oh, you have an opinion,
The
you're
bad
wrong.
boy
and you
of
tried.
podcasting.
and then I apologized for saying you were wrong, I rescind that apology.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
You're
Doesn't
wrong.
matter.
I take these backsies that apology. You were wrong. You're the wrong one.
Listen, it ain't my
they
fault.
say it in the movie, these real scientists in the movie, and you can trust what they have to say because they're in it for the science, not the money.
Goodness.
Unlike Jonas. The
I like how
delivery
they were
on that
like-
line. The
Yeah,
delivery
they're
on
like,
that
fuck
line was
this
so-
guy for making a living and making money doing what he loves. And I was like, wait, what? What's wrong with
Like
that?
cut to like all of us like doing creative stuff. We're like, please sell. Who wants to sponsor?
Please,
these?
somebody
Please,
pay
I want
me.
to sell out. Yeah, like
I did love Ralph's response to your Twitter poll, though, Brett. He said, why not both? So thank you, Ralph. Also, we have to address the fact that Sam was 100% right with her prediction. They are trying to get balls up in that tornado.
Don't worry, Daddy. I'm gonna ball that tornado.
Oh God.
I'm gonna get my balls way up in it.
Don't like that. I don't like that. Ugh.
Oh, man.
Just need Dorothy to pop her top.
If only the listeners could see the face I'm making.
such an on the nose reference though. Why it could have been more obscure, like Pecos
yeah.
Bill or something.
It was pretty. Well, there is one obscure reference, and that's that the aunt, before the tornado hits her house, is apparently reading Dante's Inferno, and I guess one of the levels of hell has tornadoes in it. That seems like a real deep cut, though, for the filmmaker. That's a reaching pull, in my opinion.
And the page was open. If you actually look and count the pages, she
Oh,
was
yeah.
open to that spot.
Goodness.
I do have a fun fact for Sam, though. Sam, the director
Yes.
of this movie, is a vegetarian.
Yonder
And
butt.
yes, Jan de Bont is a vegetarian. And he stated that he hated filming the scene at Aunt Meg's house where everyone is eating steak and eggs.
Oh,
That was
so
my
for you.
favorite scene as a kid. I'm like, I want that. It looks so good.
It does. That's funny. He seems like a judgy vegetarian. I'd just be like,
he was the lady.
Yeah.
he was the lady,
It was
the
like-
judgy lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was
I don't care.
And she don't eat that gravy. It's its own food group.
Can you imagine in like 24 hours being like, well, you're in love with your ex and this isn't happening anymore?
He said it over the radio, loud and clear, that he loves this lady, and she heard it, and then fucking the balls on this guy. She's like, I'm leaving you. He's like, but why? Like, bro, you like minutes ago you confessed your love for another woman. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Good for her though.
Yeah.
Also, when she's like, you know, I'm not that sad about it. It's like, go girl.
Yeah. He was like, I've come to terms with this and I'm actually relieved. Pat, I have questions. Is this like, is this what it's really like with tornadoes? Can you have like only seconds of warning?
So like from my childhood, I didn't experience that personally. Like the times would always be a little bit more warning, where it's like it'd be like a tornado watch, where like the conditions are right for one, and everyone would be like ready to go. And if you're at school or at home, it's like to the basement or something.
Whoa.
One of the craziest times was actually I was at the zoo with a bunch of my cousins and my mom and two aunts. And some 5 like funnel, they're called funnel clouds. They're clouds that are not full blown tornadoes that have touched the ground, but they're like starting to do the thing, you know.
Uh-huh.
And we're at the Brookfield Zoo, just outside of Chicago, and we like go into the elephant room, like where all the elephants were.
Oh my God.
And then one of my aunts was like, goes to the zookeeper, like, do you have somewhere else we can go? Because they're like right there, the elephants, and it's just like a rope. It's like it's not.
Wow.
So we had to go down like in the basement, the boiler room. It was very hot, but yeah,
That's
and like stay
crazy.
there for like an hour and a half.
Oh my God.
It was wild, but
Wow.
it's like my experience. My experience was always like there was enough warning to get somewhere safe. That being said, I do remember cases of like bad ones and like people's houses getting destroyed and stuff like that. But the whole like seconds of warning or like 2 minutes of warning. I feel like they had always my whole lifetime. I feel like there were always sirens, right? And they do a siren test every once a month. So
Oh.
Yeah, it might have
I
just
don't
been
know.
like
You-
that urban legends or whatever, because we didn't have that shit in California. But like I had heard it could be just a few minutes, you know.
Well, Ash, did
Wow.
you find something? Did you look something
So
up?
yeah,
or-
so I Googled it and it says the National Weather Service's goal is to provide a minimum of 13 minutes
A minute. Ooh.
of average warning lead time
Currently, though,
yeah,
currently.
like the
Mhm.
25 years later. So
what was it in
You know,
it
1996?
really
with,
might have been.
with
Yeah, that's a
inflation,
good
that was only like
question.
4 minutes in 1996 minutes.
Oh man. God. That is not even 13
That's the
minutes
best
to me is
inflation
like
joke.
not enough time. You know?
No.
I mean,
Ugh.
it's better than the warning we get for earthquakes.
And that's
You can thank Helen Hunt for those 13 minutes, though.
Yeah.
and
You
that's
mean
a
the no
goal,
warning?
you know? Like their goal is to make it to 13, but they might not hit that goal. Like,
Right.
can you imagine?
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, in 5 minutes your house is going to disappear." Like, shit. What would you do?
Yeah. Well, one thing I thought that was really interesting that they did in this movie that's like actually real is that like there's moments where the characters notice that the TV screens go like blank or like show only static. And apparently like back in the day with like tube TVs before they were digital TVs, it was a real thing that tornadoes would generate a signal that would override and blank channel 2 on analog TVs so that digital
What?
TVs, but like digital TVs won't react, but like old
Yeah.
analog TVs would. So you would know that a tornado is coming because of that as well.
That's wild.
That is crazy.
Super wild.
That's like that shit I read yesterday about the cosmic background radiation, and it syncs up with channel 3 on old rabbit ear TVs.
Oh, really?
So like some percentage
Whoa.
of the static you're seeing is actually a visualization of cosmic background radiation on channel 3.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That's
Far
wild.
out, man.
The
But-
tornadoes on channel 2, radiation on channel 3.
Do you think so? Was there a thing where like were they setting out to be like we're making a horror movie, but the monster is weather? Because
I think so, yeah.
some of the stuff was like the movie, the drive-in scene was a lot,
Yes.
where it just like materializes out of nowhere.
Well,
it
and
was
they're
just-
playing The Shining too.
The
so
scene
it's
where
like,
he's cutting the door down, like very on the nose.
yeah.
yeah.
Brett.
The fun
Here's Twisty.
the fun thing about that, like the fun trivia thing, is like apparently this is like one of the few films where like Warner Brothers and Paramount both like came together to make a film. And so if you look at like the kiosk for the drive-in movie theater, it's The Shining, which is one of the studio's films, and then it was what was the other one? Oh no, I'm forgetting. Oh, it was Psycho, which is the other studio's like horror film, which was kind of fun.
Ah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays all we get is one studio just buying out all of the ones it wants to partner with.
Yeah. We are
Yes.
down to 2
It's
networks
awesome.
now. Disney and Warner Discovery, Comcast, whatever.
And they're
I know.
both like doing great and have nothing problematic about
Yeah, we
them.
watched this
Yeah.
on HBO, and I'm afraid that it's going to be like the last good thing we watch on HBO.
Oh.
Oh no. Well, there's always the Great Pottery Throwdown.
You know, I actually was just talking to somebody who said that was really good, but
But I think at
It
this
was
point,
me. I'm watching it.
it was somebody else actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're not the only one.
given the,
I tell everyone, I'm like, it's the most boring show on TV, but I, for some reason, keep watching it. I don't know. I can't explain it.
I don't know, I feel like given
It's
the
meditative,
Discovery,
maybe?
their press release about like they don't want to do scripted content anymore. I feel like it's everyone's civic duty to boycott reality TV and like contest shows, because otherwise that's all we're gonna have.
Who said they weren't doing scripted content anymore?
So Discovery
Oh.
did an announcement.
Did
that said they
Discovery ever
basically-
do scripted content?
No, but they bought HBO. They bought Warner.
Oh.
So they're
It's all
and
one
they
thing.
were just like, we're gonna
Um,
stop doing HBO basically, and it's not good.
Dude,
Oh no.
I feel like I want to see the our cut of this, because I feel like Carrie Elwes was a little hamstrung and they didn't give him enough villainous scene to chew.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Like, I didn't feel like he deserved to die.
His death was so fucking funny.
That was so dramatic. Like
Oh,
telenovela status.
The driver just fucking liquefied by a pole or a log going through the windshield, and then
Yeah.
the car again vaporizing in a fireball. Like,
Did anyone else feel like all of his lines were like ADR and not even synced properly? Because it just felt that way to me. I was like, I
Somebody
don't believe
said that in the room while we were watching.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man.
he's just so I don't know. I feel like you have someone like him, so charismatic. They just made him such too bland. I wanted more from him. Wanted more spice on my Carrie.
I
Oh,
agree.
wait, before people at me, I meant Universal Pictures and Warner Brothers. Sorry, not Paramount.
No worries.
Not that anyone cares.
Oh, you were gonna get legions of
Oh, no.
I believe
Universal fanboys.
I'm the only one to have been added because I fucked up an animation fact. Still
Did you
haunts me.
really?
I did.
What was it?
On the Page Master, I think I said the
Oh.
wrong studio or something, and somebody corrected me.
Somebody defended the Page Master?
No, but they did take
Oh,
me
okay.
down a notch.
I'm sure
so.
there's every movie
No.
has fans.
How dare you say something on the internet, Sam?
Yeah.
I didn't. I said it on a podcast.
How dare you be a woman on the internet, Sam, with an opinion? Get that out of here.
No, it was a
Um,
blatantly wrong fact. So, I appreciate the correction.
So
I
you
guess.
deserved it.
I mean,
Yeah.
But Ash, your point, literally every movie has someone out there who really likes it.
I'm just thankful that nobody ats me about all of the horrible pronunciations I do for people's
Well, that's
names.
that's just rude. I mean, it's all rude. It's all bad. But
Yeah, we're here to
just-
at you in person. Don't worry about the internet.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true. They don't.
it's because like,
have
oh, they
to.
got it. They would
got it.
Except the others got it covered. Yeah.
We watched it. We watched Twister with 2 mega fans, and it was pretty
Oh.
great.
Mm.
They knew a bunch of facts, which I'm hoping doesn't ruin your IMDb. And then
Are they sharing them? Are they
they
Team
were-
Twister or Team Human?
team.
Or Team Butt
Both.
I
Twister.
think they were team soundtrack.
I didn't. There was an 8-year-old in the room, so I didn't get to share Butt Twister.
Oh.
But I'm sure
You know,
they would
Vincent
appreciate
Did
can
the
handle
8-year-old
it.
get
He's pretty
scared?
sophisticated.
Did the 8-year-old get scared?
Not at all.
Vincent spent half of the movie twerking.
He did. Brett put Ellis down to bed,
God, I love
and we
that
told
kid.
Vincent that the only sound he could make was the sound of his cheeks clapping, and he delivered. He delivered.
But the different cheeks than you thought.
Oh no, I was referring to those cheeks, and then
Oh, okay.
yeah, mhm. I thought I was being funny, and he was
What's
like,
the
"I'll
sound
show
of
you."
one cheek clapping?
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was very
If a
good.
cheek claps and no one's there to hear it, does it really?
Yes.
Their backs are broken, right? They've got like discs. They've got
They just got
spinal
dicks
discs.
all in their back.
What are we talking about?
I'm scared.
At
I'm
the
thinking
end
about the
of
end
the movie,
when they're like
Oh,
with the
yes.
force of the F5, and
Yeah.
it's just like one like 3-inch wide leather strap is holding him. Like whatever that
Yeah.
disc is like dislocated out of
I
whack.
they
now, right?
needed
Like,
a
so-
3-point harness system, which they clearly did not have.
How fast did they say the wind was blowing?
A bajillion miles an hour.
I
Because
don't know.
how
I can't paint by the colors of the wind. So
I stood outside in, was it almost 100-mile-an-hour wind that one time?
what?
I think it was only
No way.
50.
No, it was at least
was-
80 because
no,
there was
it was
talk about
not.
it being
No,
80.
dude.
And an
No, it was not.
F5.
Yeah, the
On the
Pasadena
Fujita
windstorm where they
scale.
declared it a
The Vegeta scale?
the
Fujita. They say in the
Oh.
movie. That's what
I
the
know.
F
I
in
just I wanted it to be the Vegeta scale.
Ash really wants
Fujita.
a tornado to be over 9,000.
The average wind speed on an F5 is 261 to 318 miles per hour.
Holy bananas!
All right, 300 is kind of a lot.
Yeah,
Their asses got
you were about to say
ripped
you
out
could
of them.
stand in it, didn't it?
Oh, I was going to say if it was like,
They lost Butt Twister.
assuming that I was correct in my memory and I was outside in at least 80-mile-an-hour winds, I was like, double that, I feel like you could probably do. Quadruple that? I don't know.
No.
Bro, okay, Pasadena windstorm got up to 108.
Whoa.
That sounds scary.
I remember like
Do you have
leaning
eye
all the
protection?
way over and walking. No, but I was like totally 45 degrees, like walking down the sidewalk.
Whoa.
It was pretty crazy.
Yeah, at that point in the movie, Bryce was like, and now you're going to learn why you should always wear a belt. And I was like, what? And he's like, never mind, just keep watching.
But the thing is leather is very strong. So
Yes.
at least that was probably accurate. Except it didn't look like it was around them very tight. Like at the end, it was just kind of like looped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Contrary to all the horror films you've seen,
God,
skin
I
is
just-
strong.
I just keep thinking about that, like
How
the internal bleeding they have right now on their spleens or something,
Ugh.
wherever that belt was
Yeah.
pressing against.
The
They're not
bruising,
okay
for sure.
They're not okay.
No. But one hell of an ending, right?
I love the future design of the bad guys. How it's like the same design, but like our sensors are cubes. We're
Yeah.
more techie. Like
It was very good.
Yeah.
Squares versus spheres.
Don't be a square man. Well, do you guys want to hear some more facts?
yes,
Yeah.
I
please.
save. Okay. So apparently there's like an explosion of an oil tanker, which is like real. That's a real explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And it was mistimed and was not caught on film the first time.
Oh no.
They did it?
Oh.
So Jan de Bont decided not to tell the studio immediately, and the stunt was reset and filmed again, which cost a rumor $500,000.
Chump
Holy guacamole.
change for the 500 million that this movie made.
It's true. That is true.
Who
Yeah.
always
Well,
be rolling, man? How did they fuck that one up?
Well, not
Well,
only
I think it's like the timing was just wrong. So it's like the camera move, didn't get it because it didn't, you know what I mean?
yeah, but if you're gonna blow up a $500,000 explosion, why is there only one camera on it? Like, couldn't you make the shot work
Good
with five other
point.
angles?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that is a great directing tip that another director told me recently is if you're shooting an action scene, have like 8 cameras rolling. At least 8.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just always assume that there were like a shitload of cameras on a million angles pretty much all the time in a major motion picture.
not all the time. I mean, usually it's single camera. Stunts are when you'll have the multi-camera because you don't want to like film it multiple times. And then there are movies that do shoot multi-camera, so they'll do like 2 cameras, but most of the time it's single camera for film.
That just
Because
feels
this
shocking.
perspective is the perfect perspective, and every frame is a picture.
I'm just like, even on our podcast, like, I mean, it's not running today, but it's everyone's recording their own shit. I'm recording everything. And then usually we have Craig running also. We have 3 copies of every show.
But how many times did we have to fuck up before we made that our system?
I mean, honestly, very few.
Twice in the same day.
Yeah, that one time was really bad. But I'm just surprised that there's not more redundancy for film stuff now that you mention it.
Yeah, well, here's the reasoning behind it. As someone who has done multi-camera shoots, it's hard for a director to be watching multiple camera angles at once. So like if you're looking and trying to really like watch the performance of the actor, you can only really dedicate your attention to like one actor at a time. And so like I did a shoot once where we did 2 cameras and I was even camera opping and directing, and it's like you can't like see the other camera angle, and so you're kind of leaving a little bit up for chance in the editing room that way.
What about just 2 cameras side by side, right next to each other?
I
Like
mean,
buddies.
sure.
In case one gets, you forget to turn one on, you get the other one.
There you go. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Lawyered. It's done.
This fact I just find really interesting because I myself have done something similar before in the past, but it says after the team leaves Wakita, there's a seemingly impossible helicopter shot in which the camera descends several hundred feet in a matter of seconds, ending up a mere feet from Jonah's convoy. And it says this was achieved by having the cars drive slower than usual and then speeding up the film. And I did this for my Fallout parody video that I did a long time ago. And we had to do this like slow motion exploding shot. And after doing several tests, shooting like high frame rate, we're like, you know what? It looks best if the actress pretends to do slow motion and we shoot slow motion.
Huh.
Which was pretty funny.
Super slow motion.
Huh.
Yeah. Super slow motion.
Ash.
What's so
before
like
we-
that? Like now, I was
Go
saying like that's like a how do we do this shot? Now it'd just be like just do a fucking drone, like
Yeah.
swoop in like that.
Yes, exactly. Nowadays, totally. It would be so much easier. I was actually more impressed with the final shot of the film that like pulls out from a shot of all of them and then like pulls all the way out so that you can see the whole tornado's like
Oh, yeah.
path.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I mean, Bryce and I were sitting here watching this movie and we were like, how did they do some of these effects? Because like when you see the CG in this movie, you can tell that it's bad
Oh yeah,
CG.
the CG does not hold up.
Yeah, but like all of the tornado shit looks amazing.
I believe it was all real tornadoes. Also,
Real
some of the lines. This movie's got so many lines that I feel like I don't. They're so self-serious at certain
Mhm.
points. Like the meat when they're around the dinner table and it's like, what's like an F5? And everyone's like, it's all quiet. Like no one's seen an F5. One person has.
Yeah.
It's Joe. And the one guy's like, what's an F5? With dead serious, the guy's like, that'd be like the finger of God.
There's your Whedon line.
He said-
I was
yeah.
gonna say,
He
is that
did.
good old Josh?
Yeah. Josh Whedon. So I included this fact sort of as a fun nod to back in the day. Original listeners will remember that Nick used to always talk about shots that they shot just for the trailer.
Oh,
And apparently that's in this film. So the trailer contains a shot not in the film. There's a truck tire hurling
That's
towards
so
the
weird
viewers.
when they do
Really?
And
that.
this was supposedly a test shot that was created during pre-production to prove that the CG was like capable of executing the special effects that they needed and like would look real. But I just thought that
Yeah.
was kind of awesome because it pretty much just proves Nick was right
Yeah. Yeah.
I
all
mean-
this time.
also the cows. That was definitely
Oh.
a shot for the trailer. 100%.
Yeah. But it was in the movie.
Yeah,
It
but Ash,
was,
you're
yeah.
saying it's like that's such a weird phenomenon, and there's a bunch of cases like that.
Mm-hmm. Like apparently
what-
this tire shot is not in the film, but it's in the trailer.
The example, of course, because kids that comes to mind is the first Frozen. There's like
Oh.
a scene and a line in the trailer for the first Frozen, and Anna's like, "That's no Blizzard, that's my sister,"
Oh.
and that's not in the movie.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
I know as someone who's seen that movie like
Pat
30
coming at
times.
us with
Like-
Frozen facts.
No, but that would be a really interesting, I think, just to analyze. Like, I kind of afterwards or tomorrow, so I'm going to look up a list of like movies that had scenes that were in the trailers but not in the actual movie.
Somebody must
Mm.
have said like a Disney sleeper word and activated Pat with his Disney
Yeah.
facts.
I think it was the $500,000. That was it. That activated it.
There's
And
a
then
giant anthropomorphic mouse over here with a gun to my head. It's fine.
just off camera.
Mention the film, bitch.
And then the final fact I have is that whole opening sequence where Joe sees her dad like get sucked away, which side note, Sam, holy fuck.
Scary
No
as
wonder
shit.
you were terrified.
Yeah.
Blown away.
So scary. And apparently that whole like sequence wasn't like in the original film, and instead there was just like flashback moments throughout the film. And they decided the flashback sequences like weren't working. And so they decided to go back, cut them out, go back and just shoot this like whole opening sequence, which was kind of interesting.
I mean, it certainly grabs your attention. It is a little jarring because it feels like such a horror film. Like it could be Cloverfield Lane, you know, like that's the level of horror. And then it switches to totally what Brett thought, which is like Adventure Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
like,
the music started playing and
like,
Sam flipped out.
what?
She's like, no, you don't get to play that music after that.
Yeah. It was
Yeah, there was
jarring.
one point where like the music, there was like the specific music and this camera shot just like sweeping over a cornfield. And I was like, I feel like I'm on Soaring California right now.
Yes, I think I know. Was it the song was like shine on, shine? No,
No, it was like a musical score, but I love
Oh.
that singing rendition you just gave us.
it was not good. But that was a song. Yeah, but that's another one where they're like taking off. I think it's when they leave Meg's after eating.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like weaving through a field.
Oh, that was a fun
Well-
fact that we learned. Well, maybe I shouldn't say it in case it's IMDb.
Well, do you want to do IMDb first
Well,
and then
Sure.
your fun
I want all the
fact?
same information. Yeah.
Okay.
Cheaters.
Cheaters?
All right.
Should I say it?
Uh-oh.
No, Pat doesn't get help after he
Okay.
calls
Fine.
us cheaters.
Huh.
Ooh.
That's what a cheater would say.
All right. I'm very proud of this one. So anyway, okay. IMDb. Here we go. So number
This whole
one.
version of the game. You're like, I'm proud of this one. This lie. It's like, okay, well,
Yes.
that's the one you wrote then.
Number one, a recording of a camel's moan was
Yep.
slowed down and used as the sound of the tornado.
Ooh.
Ugh. I believe it. That's
Number-
icky.
Number two, why is it icky?
A
Because it's
camel's
a camel moaning.
moan? Yeah.
Hey, it was playing Twister, and it was playing
It was
Butthole
plain-
Twister.
Yeah.
Of all the sounds a camel could make, why the moan?
I don't know.
You don't want to
Um,
know.
Yeah. Okay, number two. In 1996, a tornado hit a drive-in theater in Stony Creek, Ontario, while Twister was playing.
Oh, I
And
like that.
number three, with a very loud and bassy heavy surround channel, this film was notorious for destroying surround speakers in theaters worldwide.
Mm. I feel like the sound guy in me wants to be like, whoever's doing the sound at the theater should have fucking not done that.
Yeah.
Can I get one more run through?
Speed run. Number one, a recording of a camel's moan was slowed down and used as the sound of the tornado. Number two, in 1996, a tornado hit a drive-in theater in Stony Creek, Ontario.
Wait, and
where
when?
Twister, in 1996, when the film came out,
Okay.
a drive-in theater in Stony Creek, Ontario, while Twister was playing. Number three, a very loud and bass-heavy surround channel. With a very loud and bass-heavy surround channel, this film was notorious for destroying surround speakers in theaters worldwide.
All right. I'm going to jump in, and I don't think it was a camel. It can't be a camel.
That's an under. Ooh, that's a
One.
That's a tricksy move. Like you just change the animal.
You don't want to believe that the camel could be like,
No. I think it's a bear or a moose or something. I don't know.
It was like a very wet snarl.
Oh, God.
The tornadoes made.
Do
It's
camels have wet mouths? They do spit, don't they?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
They
they
don't
hold a lot of
swallow.
water.
I want to.
That was pretty good.
I want to believe that a tornado hit
You-
the movie theater while the tornado movie was playing. I want to believe that. So I don't even care if I'm wrong by not picking it, because that should be real. I'm gonna say it's the camel.
I'm gonna say it's
Okay.
the drive-in. Is the fake.
Congratulations, Pat. You are correct.
Darn.
It's an urban legend that the tornado hit the drive-in theater in Stony Creek, while actually, in reality, a tornado hit a drive-in theater in Thorold, Ontario on May 20th, 1996. damaging the screen, but it was not during a screening. But Twister was supposed to play later that evening.
Oh, tricky.
Yeah. The best lies have truths hidden in there.
I just feel like once
So what's the
again,
fact you were
reality
gonna
lets me
say?
down.
So now I'm like, is it actually true? I don't know. We could have just been played with. The band, the song that's playing on the TV in the van. The movie Twister broke up the band due to disputes.
Interesting. Interesting. Wow.
That's it.
And you will be added and corrected. No, I'm just kidding.
I could have been lied to. I don't know.
The best part is that somebody added you and you're the one that doesn't use Twitter.
I mean, I do say if you at me on Twitter, I have like 100% response rate. So they were very kind about it. Actually, I don't want us to be like mean to them. They were very kind and they enjoyed the episode. So,
but let it be known that this is not an educational program.
No,
we ain't here for the facts. Pat, stop scowling at me.
Speaking of listeners, Brett, do you want to talk about? You want to do that at the end?
What are we talking about?
Oh my god. Brett put out a Twitter ad and we got a bunch of new followers. And they tweeted at us on the ad and talked about how much they liked our last episode of Eraser.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah,
I noticed that it had a lot of likes.
Yeah. I did. I ran a little ad and
nice.
People who saw it were very into the show. And so welcome, new listeners. We're happy to have you.
And you know what? Feel free to add us. We will make jokes about it, but we do still love you. Maybe Brett doesn't, but we do.
Hostility is how I show love.
Do we have any final thoughts, I guess, or any last things we want to discuss besides camel moans?
I don't want to talk about camel moans anymore.
I want to talk about camel moans.
All right, Pat, what you want to talk about it?
So like, do you think one hump camels moan differently than two hump camels?
You're gonna have to ask Google on the air.
Do you think they have problems getting wet, or are they always wet?
I feel like one hump camels would be like a real blunt moan, like a real curt moan, like it'd be really short, and then like two hump to be kind of more like a wave, like their humps, you know, like
Pat's camel moaning sound is Sam's something awkward just happened sound.
I hate all of this. Everything about this is just horrible.
I really want fan art of Butthole Twister with camels. And we will frame it and we'll give it to Sam.
No, thank you. I am out of wall
what
space.
kind of business would call itself Camel Moan?
No, let's not.
No. It's the sexy alternative to Cameo.
No.
Is it though?
You're welcome.
I don't even want to say the joke I thought of, but okay.
You pay celebrities to say dirty things? That's amazing.
Oh, wait a minute. This would probably make a lot of money.
I'm pretty sure that's just Cameo, though. Like,
no,
Cameo?
People do innocent things.
Camelo?
Camel. I hate this.
Emilio?
Who wants to go first on the final thoughts? I will go first on the final thoughts.
All right, go for it.
So I did think, I didn't even talk about, like, I don't even want to call it battle shipping, but like the weird plot point where, like, I don't know, every movie I guess needs a MacGuffin for their adventure, but I feel like, you know, we invented a bucket. Like, is the weirdest, like, half-assed effort at a MacGuffin.
The sensors, like, Brett.
Yeah,
they invented the sensors.
But the sensors.
But to be fair, what's the point of the rest of the contraption? Because it doesn't do shit. It's just it's
a bucket.
You could have just filled the truck
what's the
bed
point of the
pickup
sirens?
with a bunch of the sensors.
They always like turn on the like sirens, but why?
Yeah, but-
no one's around.
To lure the tornado, Ash.
You gotta have the right bait.
No,
Sexy bucket over here.
it was very silly. And then that whole
But
scene.
is it gonna blow or suck it? Is the question.
The whole scene with not Sam Neill. Bill
Bill
Bill Paxton. Discount Sam Neill. No, that's mean for Bill Paxton.
Oh.
Okay, but you said that casting at the beginning, and I was like, I see it. Like, this was good, but like, that also would have been good.
Yes.
Do you
I
like
can
Tom
see
Hanks
that.
and Helen Hunt?
I
guess
don't. Tom Hanks was wrong. He didn't belong here, and he knew it, and he made the right choice.
Yeah.
But Tom Hanks and Laura Dern.
I mean,
I can see
Laura
that.
Dern would be amazing, but I don't know about Tom Hanks in this.
And that's the thing is like Tom Hanks. I don't see him like aggressively denying the lady scientist her chance to do science throughout the whole movie. Like, because that was his whole thing. Bill Paxton was just here to make sure that the science didn't happen until the very last minute. He like stopped her from doing it would have been over at the first tornado. She had plenty of time to open the bucket.
Was Helen
Interesting.
Hunt in Contact?
No, that's Jodie Foster.
Jodie
Yeah,
Foster.
okay.
The other
They
long
look
haired
very
blonde
similar.
lady from
All
the
them 90s
90s.
blonde white women.
Yeah, Sam's
yeah,
got white
let's-
lady
yeah.
blindness.
Laura Linney, Laura Dern, Jodie Foster, Helen Hunt. They're all the same person.
You
Uh,
take that back.
anyway.
Laura Dern is a queen.
Laura Dern is the standout.
Yeah,
Everyone
Laura
else,
Dern is the Holdo maneuver.
Yay,
The Holdo
it's
maneuver.
happening to
Holdo
you now.
maneuver. Which is totally works. Shut up, Star Wars nerds. It's great. Last
The
Jedi
Holdo-
rules. Fuck you.
No.
Mm.
All right.
Shush, Ash.
I was trying to be knee deep in Camel Rose and final thoughts, but
knee deep in butt twister.
knee deep in butt twister.
Wow. Oh boy.
I love how you're totally vibing on Owen Wilson vibes here. It's really great.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
am? Wow. Oh wait, no, that's totally not it.
Wow.
Wow.
This is a
Wow.
collection of the worst Owen Wilson impressions I've ever heard.
Let's
Cat's
hear
just
yours,
a cat.
Brett. I thought his was very accurate.
that's Owen Wilson. It's
Wow.
like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
kind of like if a cat was a person. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
What's yours, Brett?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Now do a camel moan.
I did my
No,
I
please
did
don't,
that
please
already.
don't.
You got that in HD. Did I like this movie? Yes. Would I watch it again? Yes, because it's good. And that's honestly all I have to say about it. That like it didn't really make a lot of sense as far as the plot, because I feel like there are many other ways they could have done what they did without most of that plot happening. But who cares? It's Twisters, and I want to see more of it. I'm surprised it didn't get sequels. That's that's shocking.
Yeah. I'm surprised too.
Well, I'm sure they like
Yeah.
did Dante's Peak and all those other films after this.
Oh, we got to do that one.
The Frogs, right? Is that the right one?
Yeah. If let me tell you about the frogs and the boy. Just say like we should leave the town, bro. This metaphor sucks.
The town is Los Angeles, right? No, is that
No,
the other
that's the
volcano
other
movie?
one.
Ah, damn.
Wait, was it? Now I don't remember.
We gotta find. Sorry, I derailed
Wow.
us again. My
Dante's
bad,
Peak
guys.
came out like only a year later in 1997. So you are 100% correct.
Yep. They're like, guys, this thing is a fucking blockbuster. Let's do it. Make other natural disaster movies. And so that's why there aren't sequels.
Did you enjoy it?
Me? Oh my god, yes. This was amazing. It was so very 90s. And it was just like a beautiful little time capsule into our blissful ignorance of childhood where like tornadoes are sentient and scientists are just out there risking their lives to better the planet. And, you know,
Wow.
I
Remember
liked
when
it.
that used to be reality?
I mean, okay, fair. Scientists are still risking their lives to save the planet.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But this
But
was like
probably
Indiana
more
Jones
than ever.
science. Though.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
What's Brett?
This is like Indiana Jones science.
It was. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, typical 90s stuff, like, there was not a lot or really any multicultural representation in this film. It was very white.
It's a white movie.
I
It's
mean,
very white.
on the flip side, like, there wasn't blatant racism, but that's only by omission.
Besides just not including.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm trying to think. I don't think
I
there
feel
was
like
a
there's
person
like
of
a
color.
like
There
a
was
stand-up
one.
comedy
At all.
special.
There was
Wow.
one on the evil scientist
Oh.
side, and he wore a bright orange jacket, and he was just in the background.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's like
They
a
had such a
comedy
big
special joke in
crew.
there where it's just like only white people would do this.
I mean, yeah.
You know?
They're such a big crew, right? Yeah, it's like you can't. There's so many just like nebbish white dudes in that crew. You couldn't
Mhm.
take a couple of those out. Couldn't lose 2 or 3 of them for something more interesting. But sorry, Sam. Were you still going on?
Yeah, I really liked the cinematography. The soundtrack was bonkers but awesome. I really liked the cast. I would love to see the R-rated version. That would be funny.
So bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. It. Yeah, I love how serious this movie, like the characters take this movie in it. I think you have to with something like this. Again, with the music too, the movie takes itself so dramatic at sometimes. But it was so dramatic at some points. I was like, almost threw me out of it. And some of the line deliveries were just beautiful.
Did you notice any Josh Whedon lines? Because I don't think I picked up on any.
I caught at least 3 of them, but I would be hard pressed to remember what they are right now.
Oh, okay.
But it was mostly
maybe something Philip Seymour Hoffman said. I don't know. I'm trying to think.
He was amazing in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. So
Mhm.
likable, so fun.
So great.
But
I wish the other characters had more like interesting personalities and like we got more time with them.
Yeah.
But anyway.
mhm. There were so many. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not counting Philip Seymour Hoffman, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7
storm chases.
just like dorky white dudes with like barely discernible personality. Yeah, do
Mhm.
better.
Yes.
No, but that being said, I enjoyed watching it. It was fun. It was nostalgic. It was very it was the pictures. I wish I had popcorn and it was going to the movies and it was very Hollywood and in the best way and just yes, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous how so serious it is. This is ridiculous how just the tornado keeps coming back and back and back and
Yeah.
it seems to literally be like hunting down the protagonists and it's like like a fucking Michael Myers the tornado version and then they killed it with the sensors. They defeated it with science. And
Yeah, I thought that was interesting when her aunt's like, go stop this thing so other people don't get hurt. And I was like,
yeah,
she's not stopping the tornado.
yeah, she's.
It's not possible.
Wait, is that what you think I do, Auntie?
Yeah.
Do you think I
Like-
go out and like make the tornadoes go away?
That's
Is that what you
not-
think I
no.
do?
Yeah.
I mean, if it really
Listen,
is
you've had a
following
concussion.
her, it makes sense that her aunt would send her away.
Fantasy.
That's true.
Oh my god, fantasy concept.
Fanfic?
pitch. Storm fighter. Storms can be fought, and you have someone who runs out there and fights him with a magic sword. And
that's the wasn't that
Storm fighter.
I think you are saying a thing that is a
Storm
joke
Slayer.
that happened in reality. Wasn't that a whole thing that people were like, "Oh, shoot our guns at the tornadoes"?
Sounds like a Trump quote.
Yeah, I think it was a Trump era thing.
Storm Slayer. That's all right, TM. It's mine. Storm Slayer.
Storm Slayer. I like
All
it.
right.
It's great. But you liked the movie.
Yes.
Net positive for Pat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it gave me what's sure going to be award-winning something or other.
Yeah.
Pat's gonna make his ringtone the camel moan.
One hump or two hump camel moan though.
Both. They can like alternate. You should just
hate
do it just for Brett. Like when Brett texts you. I enjoyed this movie. It was great. It was everything I thought it would be. It was like the perfect, like Sam said, like the perfect 90s like action movie, the perfect follow-up to Speed. I was so impressed with like the visual effects. And like there were a lot of like shots that were like really intense and impressive. Like you can tell that Jean Debont is a cinematographer because he definitely like had that mindset with like his shot selection. And I feel like you could argue that maybe like the plot isn't the best, but like I'm so okay with that because the action sequences were so intense and like on the edge of my seat that I was totally cool with that. There was definitely some bad CG there, like the space stuff. But there was a lot of really good stuff too. It was impressive.
Awesome. Well, that was Twister. Ash.
Twister, I hardly know her. If you
I'm delayed. I'm tired. That was good. That was very good.
Thank you.
It's an
Ash, let's
automatic
acknowledge.
disqualification from Butt Twister.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't want to play.
Ash, enrage the audience.
If you want to follow us, you can follow us at Let's Rewatch, where we do fun stuff like we will post a movie poll and let you pick the movie, or
Let you
we
decide if it
will-
sucks or blows.
yeah, or the other thing I do is I will post a still from the movie and you can guess the movie. If Brett doesn't completely thwart that by tweeting a poll about whether or not tornadoes suck or blow, and everyone already knew that it was Twister.
I mean,
Thanks, Brett.
we could have been doing Sharknado.
To be
How
fair,
else
we
would
did
Sharknado?
announce that we were doing Twister like 2 episodes
That's true.
ago.
Yes.
Well, we
We
said
did.
we were going to, but that
Yeah.
doesn't. I feel
Up
like that
until
doesn't
now,
hold
that's been
any
a
weight.
guarantee that we weren't watching it.
No, plot twist.
We can't do the first
Ooh.
Sharknado until next year.
Oh my god, it's
so
already
close.
10 years next year?
Yeah,
Good
from
grief.
2013.
Do you think
made
just like how
6 of
this
them.
film has like so many nods to like Wizard of
7.
Oz, do you think Sharknado has a bunch of nods to Twister?
Oh, 100%.
And Jaws, I'm sure.
Jaws, I've also never seen it.
What?
Whoa.
And
Wait, you've never seen Jaws?
I've never seen Jaws.
You
Mm-hmm,
know what?
That feels
It's not that great.
criminal.
Oh no.
It's okay, but it's not that great, but it is.
It's-
It's still good.
Yeah, it's still good. It's just like I feel like all of my life I've heard people really talk it up, and then you finally watch it and you're like, oh yeah, I guess I've already seen the exciting parts.
That scene where he talks about how their boat isn't big enough,
Yeah.
like iconic.
The scene where he throws bait in the water and the shark comes up behind him. You've seen the movie.
He turns around and he says, "Our boat isn't big enough."
It's not what he says. Brent.
Right.
We're going to
Also,
need a bigger
there's-
boat.
There's the speech
Mm.
about, yeah. It's
There's
fine,
a shark. There's a shark in these waters, and there are waters, America's waters.
Sure. Oh my God.
No, nobody remembers that speech. All right.
No.
No, I don't.
You know what? It's a successful joke when Pat's got his face in his hand.
Well, this went over as good as the, robot shark did when they were filming Jaws.
Whatever.
Isn't my
Okay.
line next?
It won Best
Yeah.
Picture.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It won Best Picture. I don't know why I'm defending it. I think the movie's fine.
It's fine. It's just like not Spielberg's best movie, in my opinion.
Not to beat a dead shark, but you liked
Or
our
camel.
podcast more than apparently everyone likes Jaws. please give us a 5-star review.
Someone did.
They did on Apple Podcasts.
What? Do we get to read
good.
it?
I don't have it ready, but maybe you could look it up because I'm not on the
I'm
computer.
going.
Also, while Ash is pulling up the review, if you want to be an elite level fan, you can donate to us on Patreon, and we will say your name, like Case and Mitch, who support us, and they're fantastic.
Love you guys. Mitch, I love you.
It's Maynard Brewer who posted this. I know him. He said, "Great podcast. Love the show. It reminds me of why my friends and I would sit around and talk about film and pop culture for hours."
Heck yeah.
Thank you,
Aw.
Maynard.
Oh, thank you. I thought you were
Aw.
saying that they, because I've heard you say the name in reference to like them guessing the movie on Twitter or something like that before. So I've heard the name before. So I know they're a
Yes.
fan. But I thought you had said they are the one who set up the Let's Watch
I know.
podcast. I was like,
Oh,
what
no.
the fuck? Like,
What the fuck, Maynard? Friendship over.
Oh, man. All right. Pat, say something about the network.
hey, we're a part of the certainpov.com network of shows. Go over to certainpov.com and listen to cool shows like Comics Quest or Another Pass or CPOV Autographs or United States of Women. Do it. Go to certainpov.com.
Pat,
saw
your
the
pitch
comics.
sounds like you don't want anyone to do that.
Go there today. Kill me now.
For the visual, I'm like awkwardly like sweeping my hand to the side, listener, for the, like at a shelf that has nothing on it. Like, go to certainpov.com.
Didn't mention the waywardshores.com. Sign up for our D&D adventure upcoming.
Yeah, sign up for the D&D thing.
Pat,
Pat is tired.
it is late.
No, go to thewaywardshores.com and sign up because we're making some dope as fuck
Pirates.
D&D content.
Right now.
Okay.
Do it.
That is the end of the show. Next time, we will be watching another definitely not a porn, Nature's Gentleman.
CPOV. CertainPOV.com.